Welcome one and all to the 2025 St. Paul String Quartet Competition pre-final round interviews. I am Ray Shows, first violinist of the Artaria String Quartet and the founder and administrator of America's premier competition exclusively for high school and pre-professional string quartets. This year marks a significant milestone as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the St. Paul String Quartet Competition. It's my great honor to introduce the LYRA Quartet from the Preparatory Program at Webster University, St. Louis, Missouri. Hello, how are you all doing?
Good.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
Good. Did I pronounce it right, LYRA, or is it LYRA?
It's actually LYRA.
It is LYRA. We've got to get that right from the beginning. Okay, good. So when my MC speaks with you, he'll probably want to check that too. Make sure he knows what it is. Okay, so we get that. So the LYRA String Quartet. Beautiful. In this interview, I've selected a series of icebreaker questions that will offer the audience an opportunity to learn more about these talented musicians beyond their performances. So it goes without saying, we're excited to share their responses with you. Here we go. First of all, starting from Reed, each of you please tell the audience your name, the instrument you play, and where you study chamber music.
Awesome. My name is Reed Huntley. I play viola, and I study chamber music at the Community Music School of Webster University as a part of their preparatory program.
My name is Hayden Baker. I'm a violinist, and I also study chamber music at the prep program at Community Music School.
My name is Sylvia Kennedy. I play the cello, and I also study chamber music at Webster CMS.
My name is Zoe Baldwin, and I play violin, and we all study at the Webster Community Music School. But our main coaches there are the Ariana Quartet. All four members have a very influential role in our quartet playing. Yeah.
Thanks for adding that. That's a question I should have added to it. Excellent. So this is a fun question for me. How did each of you get introduced to chamber music? And why don't we start with Sylvia this time?
So I was playing the cello, and then my older brother, actually went through the Community Music School of Webster prep program. So I knew about it, and then that's kind of what made me decide to audition for it. And that's how I started playing chamber music.
Hayden?
So I was familiar with chamber music because one of my old teachers was a member of a quartet. So I was always interested in playing in a chamber group. And I think I started at the Community Music School prep program. And then the summer after my first year, I was actually at a festival playing in a quartet with Zoe. And that was a pretty influential benchmark in my chamber music journey.
Yeah.
Reed, your story.
I first started chamber music when I did this chamber music encounter program at Webster University. And then after that, I got introduced to the prep program. And I just loved playing in a quartet at the chamber music encounter. So I just auditioned for it and having a great time.
It looks at all of you. I've saved Zoe for last, of course, because that's, to me, the most beautiful part of this. Zoe, please tell the audiences how you got into chamber music.
Well, I've been very exposed to chamber music from a very young age. My dad is a member of a professional string quartet, so that was always a path that I wanted to pursue, and I love it, luckily. I mean, it's because of my dad, but now that I'm playing in a string quartet, I'm so glad that I am, because it's really one of my favorite aspects of violin playing.
That's beautiful for all four of you. Thank you. So when did the four of you coalesce into a string quartet, this formation here? Who would like to answer that?
I can
Okay.
do it. Well, all of these guys are 1 year older than me. So when I was in 8th grade and these guys were freshmen, it was my first year in prep, Hayden's first year in prep. And Hayden and I had been in a chamber group the first cycle of the prep program. And the next cycle we knew that it wasn't a string quartet. And we were both very interested in the string quartet repertoire. That's something that Hayden had never played in a string quartet, and he really wanted to do that. So we asked our prep coordinator if we could be placed with a violist and cellist. And we got randomly placed with Reed and Sylvia, and we just immediately clicked from when they were freshmen and when I was like 13. So yeah, since then we've stayed together and it worked out really well.
Yeah. And that was almost exactly 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you didn't know each other all four, but like in pairs or like experientially, things like that. And that's always the interesting start of a quartet, is always like, is this going to work? Who are these people in the room? This kind of stuff. I think the fact that you all love chamber music, I can see it on your faces. It bespeaks why you've stayed together for the last couple of years here. So excellent, excellent. You know, audiences are always curious about names of quartets. Please, one of you describe the process of selecting the name you chose for your ensemble.
I can do it. So the first kind of idea we had was to go to the St. Louis Art Museum to try to kind of look at artist names and see if that would kind of inspire us for a name. We didn't actually find anything there, but then I don't remember who it was, but someone came across the name Lyra, and we thought that was really fitting because of the constellation of Orpheus with the lyre, because music, and it just kind of stuck. We all thought it was good.
Yeah.
I think it was Hayden that came up with that.
Yeah.
We were looking at like constellations, like that kind of thing, and that one seemed to strike a chord because of the that's so bad. I'm so sorry. That resonated with us because because of the tie to music.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. How did you guys select your repertoire? Was this something that the four of you were showing interest in? Suggestions from your coaches? All of the above. Reed, what do you think? How did you guys come to your rep?
So a lot of times our coaches gave us like inspiration for what we should play or tell us what we should play. But honestly, it kind of was a joint effort. Like we were looking for a Haydn movement that contrasted our other pieces. So we asked our coaches and they gave us some ideas and we kind of made the final decision. Yeah.
And so then, go ahead, Zoe.
Yeah. I think especially for our Haydn and our movement of Beethoven we're playing, we really wanted those to show different aspects of our playing. So we had already had selected our movement of Beethoven that we were going to play, and then we specifically wanted a movement of Haydn that was in a minor key that was just kind of showed different aspects of our playing. So that kind of narrowed down the list for us.
So you're doing the Haydn, oh yes, the F minor, okay. And then the Beethoven harp quartet, which is beloved by all string quartet players. And then, okay, so one of you talked to me about Gabriela's piece, Gabrielina Frank's Leyendas. How did that come to be, and who likes it the most?
I think Reed likes it.
And why?
I don't know. It's kind of just like fun and a little funky, honestly. Like the whole inspiration, like Indian mountains, the specific movement. I think it's like messenger runners. Like it's very like quick, fleet. Like it's just so fun to play. Yeah. And also, there's a really good cello part that like I also like interject a little bit, and I just love that whole moment, and it's just so much fun.
There's a lot of like syncopation that the cello and viola has. It's fun.
And all the like textural differences. And,
like,
there's some like Bartok pizzas. And, like, it's fun. It's really fun.
She's written quite a captivating piece. Do you play the whole piece or just selected movements at this point?
We're just playing one movement. The fourth movement.
Right.
But I would totally be, I mean, we haven't talked about this, but I just want to say I would totally be interested in playing the rest of it. I think all of the movements, I mean, especially the beginning, the viola solo. But yeah, it's a great piece. We were familiar with all of the movements, and we ended up just picking the fourth one.
Good. The junior division round this year features a wonderful work by Danuk Gujaratni, which is titled 2 Pop Songs on Ancient Poems. That's a compelling title. So tell us, how are you liking this piece? How's it coming along, and why is it such a cool piece?
Well, real quick, I was gonna say I love the beginning. The viola
Yeah.
solo at the beginning is just so fun. Yes. I think it's really beautiful. It's very intimate also at the
Mhm.
beginning. It's also really interesting that I have to play like away from the second violinist's like established rhythm, which is I don't know. It's kind of fun.
It's very challenging. I
Yes,
know
it
for
is.
me, who has to play the constant rhythm at the beginning, it's kind of a skill set we've never had to use before. Is kind of being able to play together, but not like
Yeah.
together. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's really cool to be able to play this piece that has the Schubert little quotes in there. I think that's super
Yeah.
cool, and I love how it kind of like the beginning is very, as Reed said, it's very intimate, and then it kind of transitions into like a lot more energy, and then it kind of there's this build up to Death and the Maiden,
Yeah.
and I just think that's super cool.
Yeah. I think it's been interesting looking into the composer, Gujarati, because he takes such a world influence to all of his work, like from so many different cultures. So it's
Mhm.
cool to see how he takes like modern to ancient influence and like
Yeah.
puts it all into one piece.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, when I'm scouting the repertoire for pieces for specifically for the junior division and for the senior division, I have to take into the equation the fact that you've already got a repertoire. There's not a lot of time to learn this last movement. If you don't, if you decide right then and there, you're accepted into it. And so I'm looking for a piece that's fun to play, but challenging, but not too hard. And the fact that this time we're going to hear 6 openings with the viola leading the way, I think that is. I mean, everybody I've talked to is both the quartets, but my colleagues and around the country coaches. That it's a cool thing. It wasn't my intent necessarily to feature the viola, but it's turned out to be a really cool thing. Here's a fun one. Okay, so Zoe, please describe in your own words your group's rehearsal style.
Oh, that's a really
Wait.
good question.
Yeah.
I think for us, we're very, very close friends outside of the rehearsal room. So when we do decide to rehearse, we have to kind of separate our like social
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing and then also being productive. So I think we've gotten better, especially preparing for this competition. You know, when we were younger, I think our rehearsals were not very productive. We also go to different schools, so we
Yeah.
never see each other outside of, or we only see each other outside of school. So we don't have our rehearsals used to be the only time we saw each other. So it was very easy to get off task. But now I think we're older.
Yeah.
And I think we can, our rehearsals are much more productive. We know how to isolate problems, I think, really well. We do a lot of singling out of, could you 2 just play that? Could you 3 just play that? And we'll have someone step out and listen. That's a common thing that we do. So I think, targeting those specific problems and not just playing all 4 of us or all, trying to contribute. We'll have one person step out. I think that's a common technique that we use.
Is there anything else about your quartet that you'd like to share with the audience? Something that I might not have asked about, or something that's special about you guys that you'd like them to know about?
Do you have something?
Well, going to the tundra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a bonding experience was, oh my God, this is real. I don't know if this will end up being a fun enough story.
It's kind of fun.
But we were doing the MYA competition last year. This year we had a conflict, so we couldn't do it. But it was in the middle of, we were on our way up there. It was night, Illinois, and mid-February, so the streets were just ice. And Reed decided that he wanted to go leave our hotel and go to Starbucks. So of course we all went with him through this like tundra on the streets of like rural Illinois. And we all like were kept slipping and falling. And I think it was kind of the first time, it was kind of earlier into our quartet like bond. And I feel like it was a very revealing experience about our like similar reactions to our similar sense of humor, and also revealed Reed's love of Starbucks.